Welcome back. We're watching more Railgun, and wow, what can I really say? In the last episode, we actually succeeded. We saw Tom manage to calm an overbearing power and get a dance out of it. Not sure it's entirely worth almost losing one of your limbs. Doesn't seem to be much of an issue for him. Now that everyone can really just get back and enjoy the festival, how long can we just sit back and relax until the next big dastardly scheme? I guess we have to find out. And since I'm guessing this is the beginning of, the next section, since we did have such a complete kind of mid-ending in the last one, the possibilities are endless. What can really be represented in this episode? Although I'm guessing there's probably going to be something to do with the sisters, because there always is. But as a last hurrah, I wonder just how dangerous it will be for all of them if we're going to see other kind of side characters stepping up to the plate, or if we will truly get to follow up and complete the story of the prototype. I don't think we were going to get any extra explanation as to what the hell happened with Toma in his arm, though. That'd be forever. Well, you saw it, so. Everyone has to start somewhere. It's taking its first steps. And you relax, and then you just. But is she growing at a rate that would actually be impressive to them? Even though they are so cold and distant. It is mentally draining. The beginning of their friendship and Dolly's pain of losing her friend. Why did you dodge? I mean, she's a bit forward straight away, but you can make two separate entities play a tug of war. You'd be forced to entertain. Might need to knock a bit harder. She's trying to find a way through the window. Has relatively high res background toys and everything just then. Congratulations. Not yet. And knowing what we do, and it's kind of heartbreaking to see that you have people like this and being taken advantage of like she was. And just treated as lab equipment. Shining intellect. Any reason why they're not given, proper clothes or even shoes? I mean, I don't think she's got much of the future career of a hairdresser. And that's a... And that go back to when she realised that Shoko wasn't her friend. Now she has something to look forward to after her tests and the like. And just like that, all the fun and games are over. And how much hurt could have been avoided didn't. I suppose, yeah, using your liquid metal to squeeze through the vents. Get yourself a bit of evidence and the like. I think if she's sneaking around like this and poking her nose into things, no wonder she stops coming to visit. Shit. Is she going to be... No matter, it doesn't matter if she's a clone or no matter what she is. And if they're taking a great strain on her, are you going to try and do something? I'm guessing she has a little flask full of metal. Maybe don't say that when you can still get outside. Who do you think is planning all of this? That's why she wanted to destroy that building in particular. And Esper's. Sneaky, sneaky guards. Being able to just... only they could control her. But also, being given such a vast quantity of food, is she able to ration it herself? There's not a lot you can do in there. Good thing she thought about travelling outside, because she just stayed in the room. Of course, the first thing that she sees after getting a bit of freedom there, something to tie her anger to. She cannot do the damage that she wished. Someone with some fight. I don't think you need such a such a close examination, though. It's such a such an interesting proposition he brings up, and someone that has been trying these kind of attempts before. Not too hard to guess what she wants. But what if there are those that are able to fight through trials and tribulations? I see. If you've got nothing else really going on for you. This is replaying the scene, just waking up when she gets a visitor in the sewers. I'm sure they'd be thrilled with that meal. They might have a bit of common ground. How would you know that name? I mean, she says some interesting things and talking about Dolly. The real origin of it. So Dolly is gone, long gone, but her sister, which inhabits her memories and the like, she's not Dolly, but yet she is. You might not have been able to do anything back then. This is a chance at redemption. I mean, she still can, but wouldn't you rather have a bit of self-autonomy? What's the point if she doesn't take a bit of revenge and make up for what she failed at before? Graduated from your wheelchair. Handpicked food from her from her sister. Yes, lovely. Here, let me get you something else. It really does. It really is simple how you can enjoy yourself sometimes. Just a couple of snacks on the table. You didn't go to check? Yeah, memories and how things all worked out during those days are a bit scrambled. So many weird little irregularities. People not acting quite as they would. Yeah, shit. Stomach troubles. That's a story of the food poisoning is going to go down throughout the ages if it can bring down a level 5 like that. I mean, she's experienced a time without them, so... She got a medal back, and a change of clothes. I see. Do the trick. One of the first things she saw when her Mi-chan came back. She had a good nose. At least some of her animosity and anger is going to be slightly lessened, knowing that she had someone with her. Not quite, but close enough. She can do with a haircut. What have you been gone for so long? The scars, where are they? If only there are more times when we can get a second chance. They're all friends, aren't they? yeah, not appearing as herself. I don't think they... But instead, they got to experience something together. Might be a few years late. But if she wasn't there, then she would have just been alone. I mean, she's only just gotten out of a tube. Is it really safe to be going on roller coasters? Finland? Where has she been picking up all of the things? I guess they left a few encyclopedias in her room for her. Is that really a wish they can ignore? I guess there can be a somewhat happy ending, at least for the most part. No, she got cake. The sea. Go to the ocean. You can tell just how ingrained it was in the whole network now. One of the fundamental wishes. I guess, for what started off as just someone experiencing these experiments as a bit of trying to just get ahead, to get pulled into this world and this spiral where she's been lashing out for so long. Getting a time to just be, hopefully just have a normal life for a bit with her friends. So many characters got a whole new lease on life. Heartwarming. And the fact that in her state where the memory is being transferred and be the kind of origin of the network, the fact that she had a dream for so many years of just spending time with her friends at the ocean, even though the two had never really met. Sometimes just having a simple wish, just wanting to spend some time with those you care about, is most important, and especially in a time like this where things go so wrong. It really does make it easiest to find out what really matters in life. And apparently a little metallic dolphin might be one of them. I called it wrong by one episode at least. Either that it's going to continue on completely, or it is going to be somewhat separate and there's a new section to it. But with this episode, it wasn't done wrapping up. We still had Dolly. We still had a reunion. And let's just completely ignore the fact that it's not the same. It's a sister who didn't actually have a life either, because she was constantly kept as a side project guinea pig as well. I just hope that she doesn't suffer from the same issues that the sisters have with their limited lifespans, because that would make this whole escapade quite bittersweet. And I think I've had enough of that for the time being. So, if we just want to sit back and enjoy a few fruit and cakes with our friends, or travel all the way to the ocean. Personally, I might not go for the second one, there's too much sand going around. But if that's what we want, why not just grasp for it? Some dreams are rather large, unobtainable, and others don't need to be just that. And after she's been cooped up in her tube for so long, getting out there, meeting with those that really impacted quite a lot of her development. It's nice to see a offshoot of the Misaka network and the sisters actually getting a decent end to their story. It might not be over yet, but at least in my head, the happy times there and the smiles will continue for a while. And like we've seen with other characters, those that we've fought up against, like the I can't remember his name. But like the Saint guy in Index, the teacher turned scientist at the beginning of all of this, and so many others. They're not necessarily just out to cause trouble or anything. They're slighted by the world, by Academy City, by those that run it from the shadows. And all I want is a bit of justice and fairness, or just some quick revenge. But when this has the highs that it does, it really does pay off. So hopefully you've enjoyed. If that's the case, let me know down below. Maybe even consider subscribing to the channel so that you can catch up more and not miss out. I get enough payback just knowing that some of you at least reached this point and seem to have enjoyed. So really, just take care of yourselves, try and get some rest. Maybe head on out to the beach. And I'll see you in the next one. For some reason, it seems my patrons want to create some memories with me and the channel. Whether or not they actually end up to be any good is another matter. But as long as we can watch anime, stay away from the sand, I'm sure we'll all be having quite a good time. And so, in spite of lack of any mercury lying around, I need to thank Electricant, Noku, Raywin, Kite, Sal, Arthea, Shiwan, Mats, Gurley, Cardboard, Croyville, Ginterman, Dark Shadow, 7899, Megu42 and everyone else. Because thanks to them, I truly don't need to fear being forgotten.